You mentioned the third eye earlier, and I want to ask you about psychedelics. Something we talked about 6 years ago, psychedelics like DMT and ayahuasca. And I've found, because I experienced them and I talked about that publicly, is that it's a way of connecting me into something, removing language, trying to remove a lot of my cultural programming. And it feels like I'm plugged into an information source that is either not tainted or less tainted by my download. Do you have any opinions or experiences with psychedelics, and do you disagree or agree with me?
Well, I've done psychedelics once. Again, very synchronistically. I'd reached the point, I'd written a book called Alice in Wonderland, the World Trade Center Disaster, which came out in 2002. I say demolishing the official story of 9/11. And as I was completing that, I said to people I knew, you know, if I'm going to go further into this and understand more, I've got to get out there and I've got to see this world from another level, not in some dream, you know, was that real or wasn't it, but where I can consciously experience it. Very short time afterwards, I got invited to go to the rainforest of Brazil near Manaus and speak and be with a group that was going to take ayahuasca, this rainforest plant. And I went, and I could have taken it 4 times, took it twice, and I've never done it before or since again. I've never felt the need, but the experience I had was absolutely transformative. And it basically was the key to opening up the reality that I've gone into in so many ways. Because I took it on the first night, and I had a 2-hour experience that was extraordinary. So a lot of paranormal things going on, like lights, strip lights coming on, with no one touching the light, you know. And I did that on my own with one other person who just oversaw it. But the second night, got a bigger dose, and tasted like licorice. And let me say, you know, some people have bad experiences on this stuff. I had an incredible experience. On the second night, this voice, as loud as mine is now, took a female form, started to describe to me the illusory nature of reality. And it went on for 5 hours. And the worst thing about it was my belly hurt from laughing, because this voice was describing the world as we perceive it and then explaining what it really was. And it was so funny. But the thing is that when the voice started out and came out of nowhere, it said, we're going to take you to where you come from and to where you will return, so you better understand where you are. What? And then it said, and just repeated it about 3 or 4 times, all you really need to know is infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. And then it went through explaining the illusory nature of reality, how there was no physical. I mean, there was one line, I had instant recall of it afterwards, wrote it all down. One question that this voice said was, why do you fly in an aeroplane from A to B when you are A and you are B and everything in between?
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.